Hello there, welcome to my channel. I am deciding to show a preview of a save file for a custom world that I've been working on for a bit. It's going to take me so long to fully build up the save file, so it won't be out for probably a long time, if ever. But I decided I wanted to kind of bring anyone on along the journey as I go through building it up in case anyone's interested, because I tend to like looking at other videos of people building up save files. So I figured, some people might enjoy it. So this is St. Greer Islands. It was created by Gruesome. They are no longer active in the Sims 3 community, though this world is available for download. I will provide a link in the video description to download the world itself, but it's a mostly empty world. It has a couple of lots that are slightly decorated. The world itself is decorated beautifully, but there's only a couple of like rabbit holes. Unfortunately, there actually were a lot of lots and builds for this world built in particular, but this world is so old that a lot of them are no longer available. So I said, you know what the heck, I'm just going to try to make my own and maybe build it up to my style and taste anyway, because I would prefer to do that. The only thing is that this is an unpopulated world, so I don't know if I'm going to put Sims in it for the save file. We'll kind of see how that goes. One thing here that I didn't make at all, like in these builds, is this thing here. I plopped it here just to see where it went, to figure it out. This was created by someone named Asexual Sims, iconic name, but they're actually on a permanent hiatus, which I think it means they're no longer active. So I'm assuming it's okay to put this in here since it was made for this world specifically. I figure we'll just show like what I've done so far. I've mostly only made houses, with the exception of like a dog park. Everything else is still to be continued, but I plopped in a sim just to Vic Frog, it's me, it's my sim, and I wanted to add in a boat house to this world. I'll probably put another one right here. So this is like the boathouse area, like the boat docks, because I do love boathouses in The Sims 3, and I just think it's like a nice vibe for worlds like this. And so I will say, for this, I know it's not going to be available for download for a while, but I am not holding back on custom content. This will have custom content, this save file, if I do decide to release it eventually, because I didn't want to limit my creativity. I try to not use literally anything I have. I try to stick to sets and like basic things that I like, just in case I do want to share this. And then store content, I do not hold back on at all. Like whatever I have store content wise, I'm just using. Because this is specifically, I'm making this really for myself. But if anybody does end up being interested, then I'll make it, available for download, maybe with all the links for stuff that I use. But anyway, so this is a boathouse that will be in this world. Fully built this up myself. This was not here. I had to edit and alter the dock because it actually looks like this before. And I added the boats, this thing here, whatever they call the bow, and then I created the boathouse and everything from scratch. So this is what it looks like. It has like a nautical theme, which I feel like obviously makes sense because this is on a boat. And I don't know maybe a sim who just likes fishing or like scuba diving, because this custom world has a lot of scuba diving lots, which is so amazing. And I really put a lot of detail into it, so this isn't like a starter boathouse. It would definitely be like a sim you would have to either move in who's rich or do like a real estate cheat, which I did for this sim to get her in here. But it's a really big boathouse, honestly. Like, I really had fun decorating it, and I use a lot of pieces that I don't always use. I really like this dining area here. There's definitely a lot of space. One thing I will say is I haven't play tested any of these builds yet. I'll probably have to do that in the process in between while I'm doing this to make any alterations when necessary. But yeah, this is the second floor. It's only a 1-bedroom. I didn't make a basement sort of thing, but it has, I think it's only 1 bathroom too. And one thing I will say is I used this custom 4-to-3 like shower tub combo in almost every single build in this world so far. Anyway, just wanted to say that because why not? But yeah, this could be a 2-bedroom, but I made this into an office. Maybe this is someone who doesn't really want kids, or maybe they will eventually turn this into a nursery, who knows. Again, nautical theme. They like to travel. I have like the store luggages that I decide to put there because it's like, oh, they like to go traveling abroad a lot. Maybe they use their boat to go across, like on fishing trip, like across the ocean on trips and stuff, like who knows. But yeah, this is it. And then upstairs, actually, there is the balcony sort of thing, and this is a whole like barbecue party area. Maybe this person really likes to have like dinner parties or like house parties or something. But anyway, so that's just over here. That's just one spot. And this is in this little island area here, but it is connected, so it's not technically an island. I don't know if this world is, it's not completely roadless, thankfully. Parts of it are where like the houses are, so they have to like walk or run or use their bike. But these parts here have streets, thankfully. Like there's main roads. So that's one thing I was like trying to pay attention to when I was building in this. Now, this here, I put in either one or two lots that I've already made in the past that are already up for download, but I tweaked it to fit in the lot and to go with the world. I'm going to try and do two different styles in this save file. So I'll kind of like show what I mean in a moment, but so this was what I made called Granny's Cottage. This was a, like, I did this not a couple of months ago. Honestly, I have no concept of time anymore. As you get older, anyone else feel this way? You have no concept of time anymore? I literally don't know. Anyway, but this was a house that I made, and it has, I think it's 1.5 bath and 2 bedrooms, and it has like spiral staircases, which goes really well with the vibe I was going for in this world, because I use mostly spiral staircases, I think, so far. But it's a really cute cottage. It has like set up for a pet, and I really like this stuff because it looks like it was for like grandparents. Maybe even maybe even have like elder sims live here in the save file. Like, who knows, you know? I don't know. And it has a nice backyard with some gardening stuff. And then this is like an office space here. And then this has like a room for the story when I made this. So I didn't alter the interior, so I'm just going to keep it as it is because I can't be bothered. But the story was that this is for when either their kids or their grandkids come to visit and they sleep over or whatever, that they would use this room. This is like an old room they have set up as like a guest room. And then this is where like the grandparents' like main bedroom is, where they sleep. But this was one of the only houses so far that had space for a car, and it's actually on one of the main driving roads, which I felt like it was suitable then. So I gave a car and added in like a little sandy driving pathway, and I might do that for this house too, like area here, depending. We'll see how it goes. But that is one like cottage sort of thing I have going on here. What I will say is, so this is what I was going to talk about. This save file, I kind of have a vision for it. I don't know if it's going to work or look ridiculous, but what I was planning on doing, if possible, was to make this area here with the like gray sort of concrete area and like, you know, by the water, more by like the naturey hillside, was going to be a bit more I guess you could say cottagey and a bit more like English looking. So it's gonna have like a bit more like stone, like all the houses have about this like same style stone or brick on the outside, and that's what I was gonna go for. I'll show it in a minute. And then for this area, which I haven't even started yet, I was gonna go for a more modernistic style, and it would be a bit more like Cape Side sort of housing, or like like Boston or something like that, you know what I mean? So maybe something that's a bit more American modern, something like that. And then this would be a bit more like English cottagey or something like that, you know what I mean? Like the Cotswolds or something, but not even that too much like that. But if I can even capture it, I don't know. But that was kind of the idea I had in my mind. I will say also, sorry, I have a lot of things I'm saying here, but for this is not the save file itself. This is just me making a save to build everything. I do plop in some things that I probably will do even if I don't alter them, just to know where they're going, to get an idea for myself. Like for this thing here, I'm not going to alter it at all. But for the most part, if I do put something down like this, because I did have to save it again to my bin because it is meant to go on this specific lot, and I did have to alter it on the outside. So I obviously want to keep that saved. But anyway, okay, so let's go to this area. This is the only area I've fully built up so far, and I think it's such a cute spot. Like, I really do love it. Now this area here I didn't do because this was built into the world, I think. This is like where the diner is. It's like a cute little, I guess, like little train cart or something. That's really cute. I might keep that in the save file and leave it as it is. This I really love. It's a little town square waterside area, like a giant park, and it has the food truck here and a bunch of seating, so Sims could come here to eat during the day. I do see there's like little sport things and stuff too. And then like these photo booths, that they are the mirror version, so they can come here and like use it like a mirror, which is really cool. But this area here is so adorable. Now, like I said, so the main street is right here, so they can have a car maybe in their inventory or trying to fit it somewhere. And yeah, so this is the houses here. Some of them are fully furnished, some of them aren't. So this was originally a residential lot that was slightly empty, except for all of the greenery that was around that was already built in. I didn't do any of that, so I don't take credit. The only thing I added in was this tree here. I changed this tree to because it was a different one, and I just used the same birch trees that were here already. And then this I'd moved to the center to kind of cover up the tree. And then I think that's it for the shrubbery and stuff. But yeah, so I also opened this up because it was closed off and it was meant to be for a house. So I made it an open park gate thing instead. And yeah, so I made this into a dog park. Sorry I'm over explaining things, but I figured I would do that in detail since I want to get the idea of the vision I have for this world. So I did add swing set. I don't know if it's functional, but I guess I'll test it out. And but it is a dog park, so I put some dog toys here. There's a bowl over here in this area, and it auto-fills it. Since it is a dog park, you don't have to pay for it. It just auto-fills it, the game, which is nice. And I put the little dog house so they can come here to rest from the sun if they're playing and having fun, the dogs. An area for human sims to come have a barbecue and relax while their dogs are playing. But I do love this whole little cottage community, and I felt like putting a dog park in the middle would actually be perfect because, especially since they have to walk around this area, there's no car spaces here. This would be great for sims to take their dogs on a quick walk. And if anyone in this little I guess cul-de-sac area here with the cottages has a dog, they could come here and it would be a really quick walk, and it won't take too much of sim time out of their day, and they can just have fun, which I think is really nice. So that's why I decided to do that. But the rest is houses, so we'll take a look at the houses. We're gonna look at this small cottage over here first. This is the first one off of the main road area. I really love these doors that have the stained glass looks from the Supernatural expansion. But yeah, so this is it. It actually has a basement. So I decided to make some of these spaces have basements to get more use out of them and have more rooms, especially if you want a family home. So, and there's a lot of greenery here. Like I mentioned with the park, all of these lots over here, all of this shrubbery and stuff was was all done by Gruesome, who created this custom world. The only things I added in were the pathways, and sometimes I'll add in extra little plants or something. But I digress. So this is the house. And I didn't fully decorate it. I made this one a little bit more affordable, I think. That's why. So this just has a couch in it, something basic. Then we have a little office that's in through the living room area here, and it doesn't have a computer. It's just set up for a desk. And then this is a kitchen with a 2-seater table. We have some decent appliances, a lot of counter space. This here, there's a door because this is the side. I guess you could say there's a side yard instead of a backyard. A lot of these houses mostly have side yards instead of backyards because of how the lots were laid out in the world. Just something to note. But yeah, and then there's a spiral staircase like I mentioned. I really liked using them. This one's a store one. Like I said, I didn't hold back on store items, but I really wanted to utilize having a basement space. So I made this a 2-bedroom home. So this has a full bathroom. Like I said, here's that shower that I mentioned I use a lot. And yeah, so I think it's a 1-bathroom, 2-bedroom home, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay, so there's no bathroom on the first floor, but the basement has the bathroom, and then there's 2 bedrooms. Now, the way I did this, actually, you would say this is really 1 bedroom, but I made it where this is a loft sort of thing. If you don't like that, I guess you can try to alter it a bit and maybe fix it here, maybe move the door over. Then we have this house here, which, mind you, at first it's not even, I'm sorry, the way that the tiles for it, because I actually had to expand it slightly. Sometimes things like that can throw me off and it makes me get a little annoyed, but I kind of just dealt with it because I didn't know what else to do, and I still wanted this side, like I said, a side yard available. If I had done that, there wouldn't have been much space. So anyway, yeah, so this is the house right next to the one I just showed you, and it has a tiny little, I guess, picnic barbecue area. That's it. And I really do love these vines from the store. So I do use them a lot. I will say that. I use them a lot on these builds. But yeah, so this is the house. This is the living room. This one I decorated a lot. I had fun decorating this one because I really like the cottagey vibe. This sort of, I guess, seaside vibe. I'm probably gonna, sorry that that's off center. I'll fix that once I go into the actual save file. This isn't the actual save file, so I can make adjustments prior to, But anyway, so this is the hallway here, of course. And then this is the kitchen. It has a 3-seater table. Again, some nice appliances. It has a bit of counter space. That's it for the first floor. Second floor, wow, I have no idea what happened here. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay, so this shows you I already have glitches. There's things I need to fix. There's something that went wrong here, so I'll have to fix that. So my apologies. This isn't meant to look like this. This is meant to have the bed look exactly like this. It's supposed to be this version, but on the top bunk. Something went wrong there, but this is where the main bathroom is. And then this is the hallway, and it has a little computer space. I did fix with the routing, so it should work because I used it with the move objects cheat off. So that way I would know if it was routable or not. And then this is the big bedroom here. And yeah, so it's meant to be like a 2-bedroom family home. There is no basement in this house. But this is the only house I made so far with a fireplace. So I thought that was nice because it has a bit of a unique quality to it. Then we have the house literally right next to it. That's also a 2-story home. This one is very big. I decided because this was, I think, the largest lot in this area. Obviously, besides these are the 2 like same lot sizes, but this is obviously not a residential lot. So I decided to go all out with this one in terms of how much space there is. Now this one is not fully furnished. I put no beds in this. I think I really only furnished the kitchen, and then I do the bathrooms, and that's it. Everything else I left fully empty, pretty much. So I just want to, say that, but this came, again, like I said, all this greenery was here. This came with the bike space, too, because this was already here from, I guess, when Gruesome decorated it. But I love this wallpaper, from World Adventures. I use it on every single house in this area because I just felt like it was very uniform and cohesive. It's like a little community because it looked kind of cute. And I like the little mossy thing here because they're by the water too. It could be like it's kind of deteriorating because they're by like the seaside or something. You know what I mean? So I liked the idea of that. And I really like this bay window area too. I love how that looks. And then let's go to the first floor. So this has a half bath. And yeah, there's a half bath when you walk through here. This is, sorry I'm not fully zooming in, just because it's not decorated, but what I do add in every single house is these light switches and outlets because I wanted realism and I thought that was really cute. So I add that in. And this is meant to be the living room space. Very spacious. I think it'll be like a really nice living room space that could be set up. And then I wanted to make sure, I had to redo the layout for this house like 3 times because I had no idea how I was going to get the stairs and everything to function properly and make this actual routable. So this is the kitchen. A lot of counter space in this one. This is meant to be for a larger family. Like I said, it's a bigger house. So I do add in like a microwave. They have some, regular decent appliances like the other houses do. And I really love this floor tile that Marta Sims book converted. I do use it in I think almost every build for like either the bathroom or kitchen or both. And yeah, so then I use these store stairs for this house. I really like this like iron metal look. I think it's really cute. There is a basement. There's a lot of rooms in this house, like I was saying. So the only thing I said that I furnished was the bathrooms really, besides the kitchen. So this is a fully furnished bathroom. This is, the main one for the house, I guess you could say. This is a big bedroom here. This is, of course, just the hallway. And then this is another bedroom up here, or whatever room you want it to be. And I did do all, like, the fixtures for the light switches and everything, and like, all the rooms, too, for this. And this is the basement. So you have to come down to the stairs. They're all connected. This has its own half bath suite, I guess you could say, like its own private bath, because I was figuring this would either be, like a little, honestly, if you wanted this to just be if you don't have that many kids in your Sims household and you want this to be like a hangout basement, because I know, because like I'm from New York, so we had basements, and like, at one point I like lived in the basement, literally, like an apartment was a basement. But a lot of like houses that I knew, like townhomes and things like that, had basements, and like people would kind of like turn it into a den, sort of like another second living room sort of thing, and that's where you would play video games or play board games and like hang out and stuff like that. So I like the idea of that for this, so that could be for this too, or it could be another bedroom, like whatever you want. Maybe a teen decides they want their own room and space, and this ends up being their own private little room that they have while their their other siblings that are younger live upstairs. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel that's really a nice little thing to have there, so I went with that. But I think it looks nice, and I wanted one of the the houses to face towards the road, like the sidewalk, because I felt like it was going to be awkward if I just had it face this house here that I just showed before this, because then it would have been facing the back of this one while this one's facing the front, and I feel like that's awkward. So I feel like it's better for it to just face the sides. The sides face both houses, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like an even distribution, if that makes sense. Then we are going over to this here. So this was the first house I actually built in the save file. It's the first one I made. I don't know, I randomly wanted to make like a small house first to get myself started. I think it's really cute. I think it's a really cute cottage. This also has a basement. This needed a basement to have the bedroom. But, oh, this, by the way, is a, like a default replacement. If you're wondering what these are default replacements for the lavender bush. But I think I ever blogged it on my Tumblr page, so check out my Tumblr page for like all the CC that I use if you want something now, because I'm not linking any CC that I'm using right now. I just wanted to preface that I won't be doing that. If I do the save file up for download, then of course I will, obviously, because you need it. But yeah, just check my Tumblr page. It should be in the video description too. This house I fully decorated. Now, is it a little loud? Yes, but that's the vibe I was going for, okay? Now, if you don't like it, you can always change that, but I wanted to go for really floral loud wallpaper and like striped wallpaper with this cottage, because I want it to be really cottage core, you know? So I'm trying to figure out how to do the viewing of this. Okay, so this is the hallway where you enter the house. We have a little bookcase that kind of like squeeze in there perfectly that I put right there, and then we have the little walkway that goes into the kitchen. This kitchen only has a 2-seater table, and then we have over here the counter space. Now I wanted to make sure, so I did double check, and Sims can cook on side counters and use stuff like that. There just can't be anything on the counter, so I left that completely empty. So you do have space to cook here. Just wanted to preface that. Anyway, so that's that, and there's a door, of course, that kind of goes to a backyard, like a side, tiny little side of the house, though there's really not much there. I don't know if this is routable because of these plants, so I don't really know if I was going to do anything else with that. We'll see. But it has a cute little side yard and stuff like that, and a little space for a bike. And then in this area, I didn't really show it, but this is the bathroom. You know, I like the wallpaper in the bathroom. I think it's cute. And then we have the nice, pretty spacious living room, I would say. I think this should be routable, especially with the Rudy routing fix mod, which I use. And yeah, I like the color scheme. I think it's very earthy. I like it. You know, we have some stuff going on there. And then this is solely the hallway to go downstairs. Like, this is the area for the stairs. That's it. And then this is the one bedroom in this house. This is for like a single sim. You could maybe expand it and put a second bedroom in here, but I don't know how much space there'll be left because this is only a 10 by 15. Anyway, this is the only custom bed that I've used in this saves, like, thus far. But this is I think the most CC heavy room I've made so far. I went pretty big on the CC, but I think it worked. That's why I did it. Oh no, something happened there too. Okay, and there's some things I have to fix. So if that's the case, I might need to make it where you have to have the OMSP shelf. I might need to do that. Just a FYI, because for some reason it moved. It was here, but it glitched up here. I might need to use the shelf in order to make it stay. So I don't know how that's going to work. Yeah, I can tell there's some things happening here. It's actually good that I'm doing this because it's helping me test it out to see how everything's laying out. But yeah, that is this cottage. That's pretty much it. Not a lot of these homes or all of them maybe are not starter friendly pricing, but that's okay because that's what I wanted to do. Then we have the last cottage to look at here, and again, all of the landscaping, I did not do that. This was all beautifully laid out by Gruesome when they made this world, so no credit for that, but I worked around what was already there, you know. So this is another house. I think it's a 2-bedroom house, but it could be a 3-bedroom. I don't know how I crammed everything, but I made sure there was plenty of space though. This hallway is one of the most spacious hallways I think I've made in the builds thus far. So yeah, we have like this here, and then this goes to the backyard, which there is a little bit of space. And I really like this kitchen. I love this custom tile that's also from Murder Sims book. I think it's a part of the same set from the other one I showed, but Yeah, I really love it. And then I did some tiling for the back with the kitchen counter area. And you know, did some decorating there, here and there. And then it has a 2-seater kitchen table area. Pretty simple. I do also like this this living room. I think it's a bit more dark, but like I think it's really nice. It's kind of inviting. Like the darker colors in the painting, and then like the like darker blue like all around in the border, and like the curtain. I just think it looks pretty cool. I quite like how this looks. I didn't put anything on here that was already empty, but yeah. And this is a custom rug, and I don't know, I quite like this living room. I'm starting to like it more and more that I look at it. Anyway, so this is this the only bathroom in this house? I actually can't remember. I have to look, but so this is the main big bathroom, I suppose. And no, there's 2 actually, I remember now. So there is a basement in this house. I'm remembering as I'm going along, but this is like the bathroom for the room up here. This one didn't decorate at all, just put a rocking chair there. This is a rocking chair from the store. And a pretty spacious hallway though. This should be routable for Sims to come here and like go through these rooms. So just a big bathroom, a walk-in shower. So this actually doesn't have a bath. I don't think this functions as a bath. It just functions as a shower. So yeah, there's no bath up here. And then down here in the basement is where the other bigger bedroom is. And this is kind of like, again, I did the same style with like a loft style bedroom, though if you wanted to, or maybe I'll even change it depending how I feel. I might even just put a wall up either here or here, but this has a bath shower combo. But I went with the same color scheme because I liked it. I don't know, I think it's cute. So that's pretty much, I think that's all the houses that I've done so far. I hope you like this. I mean, let me know what you think in the comments, because I wouldn't mind getting some ideas from other people in case I do share this, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think that is everything I did, right? I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, I showed the boathouse. So that should be everything thus far. Let me know what you think of this so far. I know there's not too much going on. I haven't done any of the commercial lots yet, but like I said, I'm gonna try to do like old English here, and then maybe more modern sort of Boston city style sort of look here maybe. So well, I'll probably try to give updates when I can, because I have to build up the idea of what I'm gonna do for this. I have no idea what I'm gonna do yet, and I have to figure out where I'm gonna put the rabbit holes. I don't know if I'm gonna use rabbit hole rugs yet or not. I might not. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do want to download the world itself that, you know, comes without a save file, it'll be in the video description with the link, so make sure to check that out. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. I do make Sims 3 content I post from time to time. And don't forget to give the video a like if you enjoy this, because that really helps out as well. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and take care. Bye!